Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Shalom. Today na the 20th day for this month of October 2024. My name na Capo Daniel, the chairman of PRAP. I the one for bring una this our daily podcast. We dan get a wonderful discussion, a phone call from the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Olmert, where he be lead the delegation of the ICO, our international partners for Meet the Pope. The former Prime Minister of Israel is one of the board of chair of the ICO, which is an international NGO accredited by the United Nations that has a memorandum of understanding that works with PRAP to help advance the cause of the Ambazonian people for self-determination. The visit to the Pope was to present the Peace Plan Paper initiative and to get the Pope's support or understanding to the proposition made on behalf of our people as we push for the right of self-determination of our population. Several Ambazonian organizations have partnered with PRAP in developing a common position, but PRAP continue to push the Peace Plan Paper and its ideology for the devolution of Cameroon as a peaceful solution, a negotiated solution to end the war and guarantee a pathway for our people for an independent Ambazonia in the future. So we then get a very, very personal and long discussion, just two persons, me and the former Prime Minister. The conversation was very long, and I'll be very happy for the support and the endorsement. I expect the former Prime Minister will have a public endorsement of our peace initiative. Now, a moderate leader of Israel, we believe in the two-state solution between Israel and Palestine, and he be very connected, highly respectable diplomat. He could be the first for directly endorse this peace plan paper. Me, where I be a Messianic Jew, I think we don't get a lot of support. The first time I get a informal meeting with the Jewish people in the Israel embassy in Hong Kong. They don't really help me a lot. That time I was working with Ayebacho. They facilitated me meeting one big representative of the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese government, that have been involved in mediating the problem between America and North Korea, a very top diplomat. This was on a side basis to help build capacity building for me as a delegate in all my travel and engagement with the AGOFC. Those are one of those connections that help us to push the Americans and the Canadians to convince them to take up the task to bring Ambazonia and Cameroon to negotiate an end of this crisis. That is why I was congratulated by the Commonwealth representative and the current ambassador of Canada to Cameroon when we went to Canada. I had worked very hard to make sure that we Ambazonia have a shot. These are the biggest successes we have ever had, and we'll continue to move forward. But today, fellow Ambazonians, I would want to address a letter that we have received that have been forwarded to us by some of the consortium of journalists in Ground Zero. The letter appears to have been written some time ago. The letter criticized the cessation of hostility policy of the PRAP, and it says that Capo Daniel and in bracket Ngong Emmanuel and his group, the PRAP, the People's Right Advocative Platform, call for cessation of hostility in the war La République du Cameroun declared on southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, on November 30th, 2017. Below are 20 reasons why we not upheld to the cessation of hostility declared by Capo Daniel and PRAP. The letter go ahead for explain reasons them. Why? Now, because now La République start the war, they will not go stop fighting and all those reasons. Make our people that understand say, the cessation of hostility declared by PRAP has put Ambazonian struggle in a position where we have attracted the attention that we have had to push for a solution. The war would have never come to join us to fight La République or to help us defend ourselves. Neither have our own people who are within the Cameroon military in any significant manner. or our diaspora population go back home to fight to defend our homeland, for us to even imagine or think a scenario where the international community would have helped us in self-defense or to defeat La République du Cameroon. Those are not attainable objectives for the past 8 years. We can say that for certain. It is not just our internal dynamic that have hindered the international community. The Nigerian government, which everybody have pointed at to be the starting point for support for Ambazonia for the international community to have considered taking their cue, do no longer have that incentive after the settling of the Bakassi Peninsula War, which was the primary interest in our case from the Nigerian perspective. Nevertheless, I will go for let our SG of PRAP make it talk. I will give a reaction. I will play a reaction within our forum, and also the reaction of Mr. Richard, one senior comrade, which have been very crucial in advising PRAP's leadership vis-a-vis our right of self-determination.
Yes, aloha, dear student or whatever they call them. If they have this momentum, the charisma to sit down and draft all this trash, they have picked it from different encyclopedia. Anybody can put anything on Google. Even myself, I can put it on Google. And when you search it, you can still get the information. If you search Ambazonia crisis, it's not one person. People, you read different things. If they have such audacity and such charisma to write, why can't they write in the corridors of the United Nations? Has PRAP become the United Nations? Are they not seeing United Nations to face and put all this whatsoever they have written to face it? They don't have diplomats. That's my question. Sometimes when I don't want to even provoke, because if I start reply to some of these people, they have just used the bullet and shoot themselves on their leg. Calling the 1961, going back to the Fumban, coming to the Brazzaville Conference 1944, going back. They don't, like, my question is, I want to ask the House, please. These people, they don't know the corridors of the United Nations. They don't know the UN General Assembly to go there and table their matters. They don't know the Commonwealth. They don't know offices, the Belgium, London, and USA. They don't have embassies there. It's PRAP that has become the embassy, or they are Kokowe, they just can't anything where they talk. Now, that means, how are we so blind? I don't talk something like this. I'm not supposed to reply because I beg PRAP member house. Bible says, be not ignorant of the devices of the enemy, lest Satan has advantage over you. This is exactly what Ambazonians are doing. Be not ignorant of the devices of the enemy, lest Satan have advantage. It means you should not be like you are not aware. PRAP, we are aware of these things. Yes. They should just be ashamed of themselves if they can put all this article to send it to PRAP and the Capo Daniel and the PRAP organization. They should be ashamed. Whoever have sit down and write this nonsense, I call it nonsense, because they know exactly where to channel their problem. We have said it yet and again as PRAP organization. We have not stopped anybody to carry on process. Neither are we saying we are the only organization to bring the solution. But it's like a big elephant that has fallen. We have to cut it. You take this road. All is that we should make sure that everything is leading us to the right path. None of them is coming up. No, we don't have no diplomats. They have never faced the United Nations. They have never discussed the question. I say, these people, they get this mind for write all these things, they address them. They don't know the right offices and for address them. Ambazonia, we always use our sense for claim of our own. Why they not write and send them for La République du Cameroon office? Or for the A2D? Why they not send them for A2D? It's a shame. If you want even inside the talk, analyze all that nonsense, I don't even waste my energy for read through all those things. Yes, I will say it. Because these people, for me, chairman, if they are ready, if you know whoever send this thing to you, call it for meeting. They say we PRAP organization will invite them for Zoom meeting. More will see them one on one, and if they get voice, may they talk. I would not like for the reply people that they send for people. If they are ready, chairman, put open invitation out there. Don't say whoever is ready, they should come for debate, period. No need for the bring, send paper, send flyer, send this, sign out.
I've just read the article, the 22 reasons why Capo should be ignored, or whatever it is the author is trying to say. We should make a response to it as a matter of public record. I believe we should start by showing respect to the individuals who have put this together. They've gone to great lengths to put pen to paper regarding their views. The fact that they presented this to you means they're showing you respect. We should also show them respect by accommodating them. Not everyone in Cameroon, Amazonia, thinks or believes in the same things. So as a consequence, let's give these people the opportunity and thank them for voicing what they feel. And let's keep them there, because we are made up of several different voices, and their voice is just one unrespected voice in the mix.
Fellow Ambazonians, I will put out a letter responding to the caucus of students and their letter about the cessation of hostility, and I'll read the content of the letter while we publish a written version. Dear members of the Ambazonians Student Caucus and fellow Ambazonians, I, Capo Daniel, chairman of the People's Right Advocative Platform, PRAP, wishes to address the concern and misinformation raised in your document titled 22 Reasons Why We Reject Capo Daniel's Cessation of Hostility. It is important to clarify not only our position, but also the goal and purpose behind the peace plan paper proposed by PRAP. First, I must acknowledge that the frustration and pain expressed in your letter are valid. The suffering of our people have endured under decades of marginalization, violence, new colonial exploitation by La République du Cameroun, aided by France, is undeniable. However, I believe that the solution to these ongoing conflicts requires strategic and thoughtful approach, one that prioritizes the welfare of our people and the long-term realization of Ambazonian self-determination. This is where the peace plan paper comes into play. Number one, misrepresentation of our peace initiative. Your document suggests our call for cessation of hostility is an act of ignorance and submission to colonialism. This could not be further from the truth. The cessation of hostility is not a sign of weakness, nor is it capitulation to French new colonialism. Rather, it is a strategy aimed at protecting the life of our people, opening doors for meaningful negotiations, and reorienting the movement towards diplomatic resolution that ensures our sovereignty. The peace plan paper advocates for the peace process that is rooted in Ambazonians' interests, focused on protecting civilians, and seek a long-term resolution of the conflict. Number two, the historic context and UN General Resolution 1608. I also want to address a significant misinterpretation of history. There is often confusion around the nature of the independence granted to the Southern Cameroons under the United Nations Resolution 1608. Unlike full independence granted to the Republic of Cameroon, La République du Cameroun, in 1960, the vote for Southern Cameroon was for conditional independence, described as independence by joining either Nigeria or La République du Cameroun. This was a distinct form of independence that requires Southern Cameroon to federate with another country. We must acknowledge this reality and avoid misinterpreting Resolution 1608. Continuing to compare Southern Cameroon's independence directly with that of La République du Cameroun distort historical facts and risk undermining our credibility in the eyes of serious international stakeholders. Misinterpreting this resolution only serves to weaken our cause on the international stage. as it leads to skepticism and reluctance from key international actors who otherwise might be sympathetic to our plight. It is time to ground our advocacy in legal historic truth that will strengthen rather than hinder our cause for self-determination. Number 3, the addressing of false equivalence between peace and submission. Your assertion that cessation of hostility equates to accepting slavery and colonialism is a gross misinterpretation of our intent. PRAP position through the peace plan paper is that we must protect our peoples while actively pursuing diplomatic means to bring our cause to the international stage. Fighting without end does not ensure victory. It endangers our future and the very people we seek to protect. The peace plan paper call for an end to hostility and a guarantee to our right of self-determination through devolution of Cameroon. Number 4, on verified allegations and misinformation. The document referenced the so-called Le Protocole de Sagesse, a mysterious and unverified document alleging that there is an organized government policy of hatred against Anglophones, while the oppression and systemic marginalization of Anglophones are clear and real. We must be careful about accepting information that is not substantiated by credible sources. Our peace initiative seeks to rely on verified facts and build our case on truth, legality, justice, principles that will stand in any international forum. Spreading misinformation only weakens our cause. Number 5, the rule of PRAP advocating for a new approach. PRAP peace plan paper is not a call for submission, nor is it a betrayal of our people's aspiration. It is a pragmatic approach that recognizes the need for a well-coordinated diplomatic and international backed solution. Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, or West Cameroon, has suffered immensely under the conflict, and continuing hostilities without a clear path forward will only deepen our losses. The peace plan paper proposes a way to halt the violence while maintaining pressure on the La République du Cameroon through non-violent resistance, international diplomacy, and legal pursuit of our rights. The peace process we advocate for is not a means to abandon our struggle, but a repositioning ourselves in a way that better secures our future. It allows us to focus our building alliances, strengthening our institutions, and creating a movement that can sustain the pressure needed to achieve full independence. The ceasefire proposed is not permanent unless it brings about a just solution. It is simply a tool to prevent further bloodshed while we pursue diplomatic routes for victory. Number 7, ensuring accountability and transparency. PRAP continues to advocate for peace. We are committed to ensuring that crimes committed during this war, whether by La République du Cameroon or any other actor, are accounted for. We believe in justice and the protection of our peoples and their rights. And cessation of hostility does not mean we will allow those who have committed atrocity to escape accountability. Rather, it allows us to seek justice within a framework of international law, ensuring that the war sees full extent of the suffering afflicted on our people. Number 8, conclusion, the path forward with the peace plan paper. I understand that many of you feel that the cessation of hostility means giving up the struggle, but I assure you, it does not. The peace plan paper designed to protect Ambazonians from further harm while creating a platform to pursue our goal through an effective and internationally recognized means. Peace does not mean surrender. It means giving our people a chance to survive, rebuild, and ultimately win through legal and diplomatic avenues. Let us remember that war are not won solely on the battlefield. They are won through strategic, diplomatic, and the ability to harness international support the People's Right Advocative Platform, through the Peace Plan paper, seek to equip Ambazonia with a new strategy of peace, protection, and ultimate freedom. We call on all Ambazonians to join us in this cause, not as an end to the fight for independence, but as a way to secure the future of our people without unnecessary bloodshed. Capo Daniel, Chairman of the People's Right Advocative Platform, PRAP.